Welcome to my Accent is No Accident podcast. I am your host, Martita Perez, and we are here today with a survivor, a resilient woman, Martita Ayup. She has a PhD in biology, certified international health coach, and yoga teacher. Martita, I would like to go ahead and read the bio to our audience so they get to know a little more about you.
Thank you.
Martita healed naturally from a severe autoimmune condition after being close to death several times with a paralyzed body. She has been for 14 years symptoms free since then. She now supports people with inflammatory and autoimmune conditions to recover their health, integrating body, mind, emotions, and spirituality. Martita was born in Argentina and now she lives in Vancouver, Canada. She is an international yoga teacher, certified international health coach, and has a PhD in biology. Welcome, Martita Ayup. It is an honor to have you on my podcast.
Thank you very much, Marisa. Thank you for that introduction and for having me here. It's my pleasure, my honor to be here in service. So thank you
Thank
for
you. Thank you.
praise.
I love having you here. We had a wonderful conversation prior our interview, and I am very, very happy to have you with us. And as I ask everyone on my podcast, our first question is, tell me, what is your accent and why is not an accident?
Yeah, I love that question. And yeah, my accent is, of course, what you hear from me is from a mix from Argentinian Spanish and English. And it is not an accident because it is really a reflection of my human journey and all the experiences that I already been through, and they are the expression of myself. So this is what I am, and this is me in this accent.
I love it.
I honor that. Yeah.
Yes, it is very important to honor ourselves, who we are, where we came from, what we do, and everything that we do is because it was probably born from a desire of doing things.
Yeah.
But in your case, and I want to go a little bit more deep into it, in your case, you were going towards a life that was full of passion with biology, and then suddenly condition
Yeah.
in autoimmune conditions, a little bit the path. Can you tell us a little bit about your story?
Yes. Thank you. Yeah. I was so passionate since I was a kid. I wanted to be a biologist, and I was so passionate about nature and insects. I loved insects and love them still. And yeah, I ended high school. I wanted to be a biologist, started my career, my degree in biology. And when I was 23, almost 24, I was like 10 months before I ended my degree, finished my degree. I got this autoimmune condition that started paralyzed and making me disabled to keep doing the things that I was doing, to study, to move, to have a life. I was also a tango dancer at that moment, very professional tango dancer. So I stopped dancing too. And yeah, literally my life stopped completely. And I became disabled, always dependent on another human being to my basic needs. And I didn't know where this was going to go. It was supposed to be a chronic condition, no cure for this. Even today, from the Western medicine, there is no cure for this kind of condition. It is very, I think, the least frequent autoimmune condition in the world. It is called dermatomyositis with vasculitis and antiphospholipid syndrome, also associated with Raynaud syndrome that Usually autoimmune conditions don't come alone. They are like a pack of autoimmune conditions together. But the worst one was dermatomyositis. And yeah, it's muscular weakness, joint pain, all the skin damaged. And yeah, literally the muscles don't work. So you cannot move. You cannot do anything. And some conditions are worse than others. Some people have these conditions and they don't get too much disabled, but I was really disabled, and I, after a year, I was like very close to death, like 3 times. And yeah, I started treating. This was 17 years ago. So there were not too much options of things, of treatments like we have now. But so I did what it was supposed to be done. The tools that we had at that moment. I was at that moment in Argentina, in the northwest of Argentina, and yeah, I get to that point. The third time I was very close to death, and I got this like awareness moment, a very spiritual moment, very deep, and I started like connecting with another wisdom. Some very deep things happen, and starting seeing things from another perspective, and started like making decisions in, for example, like I didn't want any more treatments or chemotherapy or that kind of medication. I didn't have a plan B at that moment because there were no plan B for these kind of conditions. So didn't have options, but I just surrendered. I trusted what I was feeling in my body. And after I made that decision, the plan B came to me. And it was like a shaman, like a natural healer there from the northwest of Argentina that was someone called my mom and told them, oh, I know your daughter is like very bad. Maybe you can help her, because we were like, okay, we don't know much what to do now. And he was healing people with nutrition. He's not a medical doctor. He's not a nutritionist. He was just a person that developed this wisdom in his own experience, life experience. So with fasting, nutrition, cleansing the body, and aligning our nature again, realigning with our nature, he helped me, and I started healing. And I still thought that I had a chronic condition, and he told me, if you believe it's a condition, it will be chronic. But if you were born healthy, health should be your chronic condition. Why don't you start considering health as your chronic condition? And that like shifted my mind. It was really a key moment, a key point in my life. And I started saying that, no, I was born healthy. That is my birth state condition, my birth condition. I will regain my balance and come back to that state. And it was huge. And he was the first person that told me we are a body, a mind, and a soul. Like started like opening that integration path for me. And yeah, I started the journey. 3 months later, started walking again, and slowly recovering my muscles and my strength. And doctors couldn't explain what was happening. And yeah, since then, one day at a time, one breath at a time, it has been 15 years or more with no symptoms. And I feel better than when I was 15 or younger. So that is the best part. I feel like in my best version ever. Like the only thing that I have now is that I lost some hair. I don't have too much hair as before because the drugs damaged my follicles.
Yeah.
That is the only sign of a disease that I had when I was completely transformed, literally. So yeah, here I am. I was able to finish my degree. I wanted to still be a scientist and a biologist. Right away, I started my Ph.D. in biology. I was very, very nerd, so I got a lot of possibilities and loved what I was doing. But as people started knowing about me and how did I heal, they started asking me, friends, families, friends of a friend, and the thing started to spread, and people were coming and coming into my life asking for help. And I started developing so much empathy and compassion, and I always say that people opened my heart completely and taught me how to with that unconditional love and to that feeling of that we are one, and if one heal, we all heal.
Yes.
And it started being so fulfilling that literally academic science was like in another place, not a priority. So I started studying more things related to how to help people more and better, and new conditions were coming, people with cancer, very bad, and were a lot of responsibility. But I started feeling so much that then I surrendered to when I started seeing it clearly that I had a message, I had something to help others, and that is so huge that I couldn't stop doing that.
Oh, wow. And I love many parts of your story. One things that I love the most is that you started listening to yourself, your inner wisdom, and then there was a message um, sent to you that telling you, no, you can't survive this. Um, and then the other thing, and I wrote it down, I love what this shaman told you is if you were born healthy, that is your chronic condition.
That is so huge. That is so huge because we associate aging with disease, with pain, and it is no. We need to take out that limiting belief because no, absolutely not. And we conditioned ourselves, our existence so much with these kind of beliefs, or that okay, this is genetic, okay, this is I am supposed to be tired all the because everybody's tired. No, stop. Let go of all that limiting beliefs because you can feel wonderful. And natural aging is natural, but you can always feel that you are in your best version. Your version of 20 years ago may not be better than this one.
Yes.
So always expanding our perspective and not making it broader and smaller, Yeah.
Yeah. And I love this because it's not only about your body, it's not only about how you can heal yourself, but also you are connecting your soul and your mind. Because what you're saying, the perspective is our mind, but
Yeah.
Deeper than that is our soul.
Yeah.
And I love how you are connecting all those and how you help people with that. Would you like to put more into it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We grow like only focus on developing our mind and always only trusting our mind and our equal capacity, ability. And it is just something that is cultural, social, I don't know. But the body has a wisdom that is amazing. And I think that we need to give our mind a body. It is like obvious but not obvious. But we need to anchor that mind on a body and integrate it with the physical experience because we tend to dissociate because the body hurts. We feel pain in the body. We feel emotions in the body. We feel anxiety in the body, and it's some feelings are uncomfortable. We also feel excitement and happiness in the body. We can feel that chemistry, but modern life lead us to so much stress and not pleasant feelings that we tend to dissociate, and we don't know how to handle our emotions. So it's very easy just to be in my mind and not feel the body. But it's essential to make the integration to start coming back to the body, and what at some point in our life we will be invited to make that integration. And when you do that, it's like your body opens the door to so many things, even to go deeper into your emotions, even to go deeper into your mind, even to go deeper into your soul. The body is really the door. And this is not something new. In very old traditions, like in Chinese medicine, in yoga, in all the Eastern cultures, the body is much more integrated to the human experience, because the human experience occurs in the body. The condition to be a human is to have a body. So it's coming back to that and really trusting that there is a huge wisdom there in the body, and you can be guided by your body, by your gut feelings, by your intuition, learning how to differentiate instincts and intuition, and how to feel the feelings and the information that you are receiving through your feelings, that there is a present state of presence in your body that is needed to be developed in order to live from there.
Yes.
When to practice that, it's just practicing that and be intention to be integrated, knowing that we are going to be very easily pulled by our mind. It is not fighting with the mind, it's just giving the mind other perspectives and other possibilities to even expand more. So yeah, with my own integration of these last 17 years, I was able to help others do this integration as I was doing it in myself, because it's something that you need to walk it daily.
Yes.
But it's so enjoyable that the journey is so that the destiny is, it's not a problem. It's not the purpose. But how do you feel in your daily life? Because the only thing that we have is today, this moment.
Yes. And then during that time, I am amazed by your sense of survival and your sense of resiliency.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm very happy to know you are here watching our podcast today. It is an honor to be featuring so many entrepreneurs on the journeys of their inside voice, their accent that is not an accident. And we want to reach out more people like you who are creating a better world of diversity, inclusiveness, equity, and belonging. So please take a moment to hit the subscribe button below, like, and share to others. And even if you want to leave a comment, that'll be nice. Thank you for your support. And now back to the episode. And how you said, okay, that was me, and then now I got better. But that is not only it. You were fighting for your life all these years, and then you had the support of your family being around you and helping you. And that, I think that is important to realize and to congratulate yourself as well, because you were able to survive, and you were kind of saying, this is not how I'm gonna end.
Yeah, surrendering and learning to be comfortable in uncertainty, and to stop being afraid of uncertainty, because I had this uncertainty that I didn't know if I was going to heal. I didn't know if I was going to live sick forever, or maybe I could heal some part, but maybe I was going to be disabled at some point for the rest of my life. I didn't know anything. So it was really, that helped me to learn how to live the day by day and really to be present. And if I was feeling good day, I was enjoying that day. So it really helped me to focus on what was important, and that kind of uncertainty, everybody has some kind of uncertainty in their lives. Maybe it is economic uncertainty, social, emotional, I don't know, physical. We all go through uncertainty, and uncertainty is, for me, the nature of life. But we are like confused, trying uncertainty to be certain, and that is a constant fight and not acceptance of how life is, that block us and give us tension and stress all the time, because we are going to we want to control something that is uncontrollable.
Yeah. Excellent.
And when
Trying to control, that is so important. Don't try to control everything, because it's not, you're not going to be able to.
Yeah, and recognizing what you can control and what you can't is so peaceful and so calming that you just focus on the things that you can control. You can control what you eat. You can control what you think. That is harder, but you can do it. And you can control where you are going to focus on, what you are going to focus on. That is huge. That is the only thing we can control. Yeah. The rest comes along as a result of that.
And it is very important. And that is how many of your programs focus in integrative medicine. Yeah. So explain a little bit more about this integrative medicine.
Oh, it's so fascinating, because this is like the paradigm shift in medicine, in nutrition, that when I was sick, there was not functional or integrative medicine. There was not scientific evidence for how did I heal. There was not scientific evidence for people to say, oh, she healed because this chemical reaction, this chemical process. Nowadays we have that through science and functional medicine, integrative medicine. That is like this new systemic vision of medicine that stop separating the parts of our body and separating the mind, the emotions, the energy, and the organs, different parts, and all the specialties in medicine, that it's okay for some people to be only specialized in one part of the body, but we need to make the systemic integration of all the variables that are acting in ourselves. The same things that biologists do in an ecosystem. We see the system, all the ecosystem. And also, okay, the sun giving energy to the plant, when the plant is absorbing the nutrient from the soil, and there is the bird that eats the fruit of the plant, and you can see all the systemic functioning of an ecosystem. The same happens in the body. And the huge point is that the human body is also an ecosystem. We have more microbial cells in the body than human cells.
Oh, wow.
In this point, the microbiome that is emerging now, the importance of the microbiome, and all the gut microbiome, the skin microbiome. We have microbiome, and that are microbes, viruses, bacteria, and other kind of microbes everywhere, everywhere. So, and we have evolving like thousands of years with microbes. So literally, and we have also 10 times more microbial genes than human genes. So literally, microbes express their genes in our body, and our gene expression and our immune system is modulated by microbes. And we know this nowadays from the functional medicine perspective. And we know now to the roots of some conditions like autoimmune conditions, cancer, arteriosclerosis, neurodegenerative diseases, chronic conditions, that we know that are this chronic inflammation sustained in time, very silent chronic inflammation that at one point it starts some disease in your body. But this new perspective is huge, and all the functional doctors, functional practitioners or integrative practitioners start by the roots. Instead of, I don't know, you have a headache, they don't go to your head. They don't go to give you a medication for the head. They go to, okay, this may be inflammation. Let's see what things in your life are inflaming you, putting the inflammatory response up. Let's go try to go lower that inflammation, and more than probably the headache will go away. The same with a cancer, with an autoimmune condition, with other kind of disbalances that we have in modern society. We are more sick than ever in the human species. We are more sick than ever, and we have the best technology ever. I think we are in this point of integration also of medicine and nutrition, that we start integrating all the parts in order to see, we can now see the root of things, and science is investing in this kind of research that we have now, that these protocols, that you don't need to go to a shaman that you don't have no scientific evidence now. You now have scientific evidence of all this, and many years after I healed, now I can understand why I healed. What was the mechanism that healed me? Because at that moment, everybody thought that it was a miracle. Yeah. And it was not a miracle. Now everybody can do it. At least try it. And if you don't heal 100%, you will heal 95%. And this other 5% rest is more manageable. Yes. Much easier. Or maybe you need some medication or not. It's not about being against medication. It's about learning how to go to the root, not because every medication you put in the body is not free. It has a cost, and it has some kind of toxicity that your body needs to deal with. So as less medication as we put, less input things that come from the exterior come into the body, the best. Try to take your body to do what it knows, because the body knows how to heal itself, how to regain the homeostasis or the balance. Yes. It's about knowing how to stop interfering with what the body knows already to do by itself. So giving the body the right nutrition, the rest, water, the very basic things, you can help your body to regain balance. And then if some medication is needed, it will be the less amount that you are going to take. But you're not going to keep pills with years.
Yes. And especially because the medicine it helps you with a condition, but damages others. And one of the
that is the cost.
Yes. And one of the organs that suffers the most is the kidneys and the liver with medicine. So
vital organs, literally.
Yes, they're exactly very vital. So you also talked to me when we were on our first call. We talked about fasting, and I was like, I have never understood fasting. I have always learned fasting from the religion standpoint, but I never understood fasting as a type of treatment for your body to heal. Oh, yeah. How do you use the fasting?
Nowadays, fasting is something that you hear a lot, but it's like a trend. But you have different kind of fastings. You have intermittent fasting and you have more long-term fasting. And it's not something new for the body because our evolution, we evolved having some periods where we have food and some periods we didn't have food because we needed to go out there and look for our food. I don't know, you needed to go and hunt an animal, you needed to go and start walking and finding your food in nature, right? So, and seasons changing, and there were periods that you were fasting. And we had that metabolic flexibility, and we evolved with that metabolic flexibility where you have some periods that you eat, some periods that you fast. It is like recent in the human evolution that we have so much access to food, like in the last 100 years. And not only the accessibility to food, but also the quality of food that humans started developing all these processed food, and there are foods that are not recognized by our body because our genes are still set as I don't know, 1,000 years ago, 1,500, 500 years ago, where we didn't have all these new modern things, even technology or all the knowledge and information that we have for our system all the time. It's like everything very new. So modern life in that sense is very inflammatory because our system does not recognize this input of information. Food is information, lights are information, technology, screens are information. And our body is like, whoa, I don't know this yet because my genes don't recognize this. So that generates inflammation. That's why we are modern humans are so inflamed. Everybody inflamed us. Even the electromagnetic fields that we were not used to that, are adapting to that.
Exactly.
Inflame that. So, like coming back to fasting and trying to enhance a bit more your metabolic flexibility is giving the space to the body, that rest, because we have developed a system where in the fasting period we have a lot of chemical reactions going on, like reparation, detoxification of our body. So that chemical reactions compete with digestion. So when we digest, those other chemical reactions stop. When digestion ends, these chemical reactions of detoxification, reparation starts. So when we allow all the chemical reactions that keep our balance and homeostasis to occur, we are in balance. So most functional doctors say most of the problems that we have today is because the lack of fasting. Because we are interfering with what the body knows how to do to be in balance.
Okay.
So it is something natural for the body. It is not just a trend that we listen now fasting. Of course, you need to learn how to do it. You need to learn how to go slow because you are not metabolically flexible. Because we lost that because since we were kids, we are eating all the time and always available food. And we break our circadian rhythms and a lot of things that start harming us. But fasting in that sense is really a huge healing tool. In 2016, there was a Nobel Prize that found autophagy, that is a process that happens in the cell when you're fasting, that like the cell cleans itself, recycle the proteins, and that keeps the cell healthy, and it helps your body to detoxify and to lower the oxidative stress. So you start having an impact on longevity. So and then there are nowadays a lot of research, even long fasting, 40-day fasting, that people heal. You put your body to fast, long fast, of course, with medical supervision, with all the requirements to do it safely. But the body takes a chance to do what he knows to do to come back to health again. So one of the things I did at the beginning was this fasting, between 12 and 16 hours fasting. Then when I was healed and I was more strong, I had recovered my muscle mass and all that, I started exploring long-term fasting for a spiritual purpose. And that is a huge part, because it really, all religions have that fasting period, because it really helps it to connect with the divine. It really happens. Experience that, and my spiritual journey has a lot to do with fasting, and it's opening these possibilities and the perception. When you are not digesting and your gut is resting, your mind rests, and you allow space to happen in your mind where you can receive the divine, the information, the guidance from your guides, anything that you believe on. You open that door. You need to be you are available for that.
Wow, this is amazing. So the fasting is not only not eat during the whole day, but it depends in a few hours without having the breakfast, or longer periods between meals.
Yeah.
Like for instance, skip lunch or something like that. Give it a try. So this is very important, because we think that we need to eat several times a day, that we need to have several amounts of food, etc. And right now, like if you don't eat at certain times a day, you start getting headaches. And that, what I was telling the other day, my daughter, I said, well, if you are getting a headache because you haven't had breakfast, it might be a blood sugar issue that we might to see. We were just having these conversations, and then I didn't connect that with fasting. That probably can help your body recuperate and recover. And the other thing that you are talking about the inflammation, this inflammation causes different allergies to food, different allergies to the environment, and
the seasonal allergies, respiratory conditions, asthma, all that. I have my oldest brother died from asthma when I was 2 years old. He was 14. He died from asthma. And nowadays I have seen so many people healing from very severe asthma conditions by healing the gut, rebalancing the microbiome, and doing all this approach. That I get so emotional when someone with asthma heals, because when my died, we didn't have this. And I was also about to die because we didn't have this.
Yes.
And now I have seen so many people healing naturally, and it's cheap, and there is no side effects of doing this, of eating well, of regulating yourself, of respecting your circadian rhythms. There is no side effects on that.
Yes.
There is also a side effect on medication. So it is huge that we can reduce that side effects of medication if we know now what we can do to regain our balance. Of course, you need guidance, because it's something new. We don't know how to be in the body. We don't know how the body works, because we have been separated from it. But when you start learning and you experience in your body that you are feeling better, that you are having more energy, you are happier, you start learning. Your own experience keep you learning. So you start living from following your body and your sensations, instead of thinking what is the best or not the best. You just validate the information in your own body experience. And that is what guides you towards your best version. daily. And that is the best thing you can give to humanity, your best version, your happiest version, your healthiest version. And that is your vibration. It traduces to your vibration, your frequency.
And it starts with your gut, with what you eat. Incredible. And this is actually, this is not new medicine. This is actually ancestors' medicine. This is something that they found.
It is not new.
No.
It is in all ancient traditions, in native traditions. The wisdom is there. It is not.
Yeah, Ayurveda practices that.
Ayurveda, yes. A lot of functional medicine brought a lot of concepts from Ayurveda.
Yes.
It is like a merge between Eastern and Western medicine and Chinese medicine and all this.
Yes, and this is amazing. I love our conversation. And also the part of the nutrition and natural healing and spirituality is something that you help your clients with. Do you want to talk to us about how you help your clients?
Yes. Well, I've been changing the way I help people through the years, but I got to the point that I was able to develop this 3-month program where it's a process. It needs to be a process. It is not more, give me the quick fix. It is like not putting a lot of new things, not overwhelming the person, but to giving order and clarity and integration of the own human experience so far, and learning, of course, new things. I love to teach people how the body works. I'm very passionate about that, and I've been teaching in the university 12 years, and I have this teaching thing that, but is information easily to understand in a very easy way, so people can use the information to feel the body. And then we start day by day. It's a daily process. I am very committed in the daily walking with the people. Minute by minute is like the minute by minute mastery of the self, I call it. I'm becoming your internal authority, becoming the authority of your existence, your physical existence, your emotional, mental, energetic, and spiritual existence. And merging all that, integrating all that, puts you in a different place, standing different from a different place in life. And I think it's like experiencing the other side of the coin of the human experience that opens when you get to that point of inflection point. And yeah, I have this program that goes through all of that, the science, the functional medicine, I am supported by a lot of medical doctors. I work with teams of doctors if it's needed to have different perspectives. I am not a doctor, but I use medical protocol developed by certain functional practitioners. So there is science, there is all the support that the person needs, and the empathy, the love, the compassion, and really connecting. The connection part with the person is so important, and to be walking with them is so healing. And I think it's like the missing link between all the information that we have now and how I translate that to a change in my daily reality.
Yes. And that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. And how can people find you?
Well, I am very active on Instagram. I have a big Instagram account, and I'm following. Most of the things are in Spanish, but things are in English too. But then my website is very easy. There is my email there. I don't know if you're going to put them in the description.
Yes, I'll put everything in the description.
Yeah, there is no sense that I say it not here, but you can find it there in the description. And yeah, I mostly work with people, Spanish speakers, English speakers as well here in North America, some parts of Europe. Now I am online most of the time, working online. Everything can be done online. I also teach in my program yoga, and I use yoga as a tool. It is not just to, okay, let's do an exercise, but to use all the wisdom of yoga to connect deeper with the body, to work on the lymphatic system, the unblocking the energetic channels. I was able to integrate all the things that I learned that I know that work, and to make it easier, faster, and simple and concrete for people to do. Because when we want to heal, we start doing so many things, separate things. But then it doesn't change my life, or it doesn't traduce in a different reality in my minute by minute life.
Yes.
I
communicate to each other sometimes.
Yeah. And I put that my scientific mind that know how to integrate variables and put things simple and precise and synthesized for people to be easier and faster. They don't waste time, and they go direct to the root of the healing. And they can continue with their medical treatment if they want. It is not incompatible with medical treatments at all. It's about going to the root, so you start stop needing medication. But we are not going to take any medication or anything if the doctors don't say so. But it's about stop needing medication and knowing what to do, what we know to do, that we can do it at home. It's our responsibility as this existence to do these things, like a lifestyle medicine. And it's amazing. The results are amazing. I feel so blessed to be able to guide this process.
This is beautiful, Martita. I loved our time. Unfortunately, we have come to our end. But if you want to contact her, go to www.martita, like Marta, Martita, Ayup, AYUP. I'll put all the information so that you can contact her on the description. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. And stay tuned for more episodes. If you like this one, share it with your friends and family. And remember, a great being or God brought you to this world because you were loved, to be loved and to love one another. Until next time. Bye.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Hi, it's Maritza here. If you like this episode of My Accent is No Accident podcast and would like to listen more like this, subscribe wherever you're listening to it or watching it. Leave us a nice review and share with your friends, family, and network. Thanks for listening.